Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Tina. I'm super happy to be here with you. I am scrapbook focused, so I have a lot coming up, but I wanted to share this page. I did create this in Design Space, but I think you could freehand something like this as well, or maybe print a template off of the internet and then just, fussy cut it yourself. It really is the technique that I'm making, but in the description of the video, I'll put extra details and I will put the Design Space file link in case you want to go in and make it for yourself. Okay, a couple things I have going on is this is my Hawaii 2022 album. All right, I made this little luggage tag for this suitcase, and we're going to make this suitcase a pocket so that I can put some memorabilia inside the pocket. I think there's a lot of potential for this. You could make this see-through if you wanted to kind of trim this portion out, then you'd be able to see the different memorabilia in there instead of having it backed with this here. You could use this as a photo mat and have like a nice big photo here. You could even still keep a luggage tag, maybe a smaller one. So there's different things you could do with this, but I really need the pocket. And although I'm doing it as a cover, you could do it as an ending page and put packed and on our way home, or, sweet memories from our trip, packed up memories, anything like that to do it. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, I made this tag. The cuts for the tag are in the Design Space file. And then I went ahead and went into my stamps. This is something that I'm going to be doing a lot this year. Shopping myself. Oh, guys, I'm so sorry. Let me go ahead and get the cover for my glass board because I know that glare's got to be killing you. Hold on. Okay, I'm so sorry about that. Yes, that's my glass board. I love it, of course, but it does, in particular, because mine's black, I think it does give off quite a glare. Let me go ahead and put my cover in place. My fancy cover, right? My fancy cover is not straight across because it's not where it belongs. Hold on for just a second. I can see what the issue is. I want to be able to see. That's what happens when you move stuff and you deep clean and you move stuff. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. My fancy cover, by the way, is just a piece of poster board that's been covered with some shelf paper that I can clean a little bit. That's how fancy we are over here. All right, guys, sorry about that. All right, so better for the glare, I hope. Here we go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start putting this together, but shopping my stash with the stamps. This was actually a stamp set. This was a trip when I was with Close to My Heart that I received as an incentive trip earner. So I pulled that out because I had not used this at all in my entire Hawaii album, which is almost finished, right? So I shopped my stash just to offer other ideas how cute these little tags are. I had a lot of fun with this. I'm going to have to do more of these, but like here's another one, the little suitcases would be fine. Maybe you have ships or lighthouses and you went on a lighthouse tour or something like that. Stamps like this are so good all over the place. I have these, even just decorating them based on where you're going. Like, I would love to be in Quebec City at Hotel de Glace and be able to use all of this kind of Canada winter wonderland stuff, right? So anything that's in your stash, personalizing these little things, and I had no thin cuts. This is all stamped, colored, fussy cut, super simple on my coloring. Okay, so do that. I have a little unplug and recharge I'm going to use. I think I'm going to put it right here. I already backed the heart with just a piece of paper. Didn't think you guys needed the details on that. I made this. This is to kind of represent sand or a beach. I'm not loving the way it turned out, but it is the absolute last of two colors of paper I had in my stash, acorn and toffee. This is literally all I have left. Goodbye, right? And I'm thankful for that. I have some of this coordinating cardstock and paper, and let's go ahead and put it together. My base page is 11, and I'm using the other side of this. Yep, use the other side. Is 12 by 12. And then this is paper that fits with my Hawaii album. It is close to my heart's Deck the Palms. I think we all have a ton of it because it was also a paper they gave away for free. But I thought this really, with this in particular, this paper with these flowers kind of said Hawaii to me. I had even scrapbooked a page with some of those. All right, and then on top of that floral is an 11 and a half. 11 and a half. Let's see if I got close. Normally I like to put it on and then trim it off the other side. Okay, that's going to be close enough. And you're going to see I do not have exact matches here. When you purposefully do not exact matches, which means use it more than once, don't try to hide it. It just looks like what you were going for, and I really like that. Okay, this is 5/8 by 11 and a half by 11 and a half, but you could use whatever size you want. You know, adjust that depending on what you're working on. This, as I said, didn't love how it turned out. I threw water on it. I had rough cuts. I crumbled it. I gave it texture. I gave it ink. In the end, I was like, maybe it's a little too big. Maybe I would have just been happy stamping some granulars on it, you know, to make it look like sand. 11 and a half, 11 and a half. I feel like I could have done so much less work just fussy cutting. You know, this is the motion. Just fussy cutting a piece and putting that on, and I would have been just as happy as what I ended up with. So stop overthinking, Tina, right? Okay, I'm going to put that aside so we can do our suitcase. So you could just do this part and ignore that, and then a photo frame on here. And then if you want to put a little heart on the top, you can put a little heart on the top or little borders, or maybe you want to leave it just like this piece here. This I created an offset for to do that shadow, to make it a little bigger. And I did that because I want multiple layers. I want multiple layers because I want my pocket to be a little stronger. So this kind of works out well. All right. I'm going to go with some liquid glue. This is getting fully backed, and this would be a really good opportunity for you to you know, even hide some paper. You can use cut or throwaway paper. If you guys don't know what throwaway paper is, check some of the former videos. You know, you could use simply throwaway paper and then just kind of piecemeal the this, like kind of like what I did with the heart there. I touched it because, guys, I put glue all over the entire thing. Let me wipe my glue off here instead of putting my glue on this. Doesn't matter, I got to get it in place now. Lesson learned as soon as I did it. Not going to worry that it's not perfect. And this glue is going to dry completely clear. I love this glue. I'm going to wipe my hand right on my shirt. If you know, you know. All right, so this is going to need to dry. I'm going to go ahead. It's okay. We have survived. All right, I'm going to go ahead and flip it over. I think it'll be okay. And I'm going to use some foam tape that's a little thicker. I don't normally use this foam tape for my scrapbooks. It's actually a little too thick. I'll use it for shaker cards. But in this case, the thicker foam tape is going to provide for a better pocket. I don't know why I put that there, guys. Like, as soon as I put it there, I went, you don't need foam tape there, Tina. This is real life crafting. This is also less forgiving than my foam tape, but nobody's going to see this. I don't like what's happening here. It's okay, no one's going to see it, but I am going to have to do a little repair. Okay, here you go. We only want foam tape to go down the sides. All right. And it doesn't have to be perfect. This isn't like you're sealing it in a pocket or anything. All right, I'm just using 2 strips of this foam tape. I like the size that I'm working with. And the reason why I don't run just 2 big strips is because I'm not a coordinated individual. And this is going to create our pocket. Just the separation between the 2 pieces will be enough that it'll allow us to get some memorabilia in there. I always grab everything, every place I go to see. And yes, I went to Hawaii and people are so shocked when I'm like, I was barely at the beach. I was truly barely at the beach. I'm going to limit my pocket to this area here just by putting these two little pieces on here. There we go. Okay. Give it a little press. For this right here, I'm going to want to do a little repair on that so that it will not continue to spread. You can do it with in different ways. So something you can do is you can seal it with like a glossy accent or something like that. You can cut another handle piece to just go behind it instead of cutting the entire thing. Cut that just a little bit thinner, but not much. And I just don't want it to like continue to tear as I'm putting things in and out of the pocket. Normally, if it was going to be upside down, I wouldn't worry about it. But because I'm going to be taking things in and out of this pocket, I want to make sure that I am able to, you know, shove them in and out and not worry about it. Okay, for the unplug and recharge, I'm just going to like fussy cut it. Like this. Not even fussy cutting. There we go. I'm going to hold it up, you know, 1.5 inches from my face so I can see if it's straight. And then I'll think it's straight. And then when I put it on, I'll look at it and go, that's not straight. That's okay. It's kind of like me in life. I can see a little bump out right there. All right, there we go. All right, and then I have my tag, and I would like to add a little something to my tag. I thought about doing twine, but look at this. Now we're doing a whole organizational challenge in 2026. It focuses on different things each week. And I just feel like if I have all of this, I better use it. And I've been downsizing that over the years. So that kind of lets you know. I'm either just going to go with a black or a white one. And I think that that'll work out perfectly for me. Okay. Now to do the suitcase, I do kind of need to hover it because I did this as an offset. And so I want to get that kind of shadow effect all the way around. This is forming my pocket, this to this, not behind this. You could do it behind that as well if you wanted to. And I did think about that, but I decided to go this way. Go a little different ways. My way is not the right way. My way is just the right way for me at that time. I could change my mind and say I should have done it another way. It happens a lot. I am really looking forward to our organizational challenge that we have coming up with the group. If you want details, just leave me. It's free. I mean, it's just a supportive process to organize, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, there we go. So now I have this pocket. Isn't that cute? Now I really like this, and I think if you made these smaller, you could put, like, if you're going on a family vacation, you could do little family, you might want to do this size. You could do little family vacation things in here and give each person one with their name on them. I thought that would be so cute. We do take family vacations. Now we took a little break because mine are all older, right? But it's so nice to get back together. And I thought, how cool would it be? Like even on the ship, if I take like a little magnet with me and stick it on their door, and then there's little like things in there. I could do that, or I could give it to them before we leave. And I just love fun things like that. So, all right, so here we go. And what I want to do is I want to have one. Well, I definitely want to cover some of this up. So I want to have one on and one off. And then I have to keep in mind, if your memorabilia is really tall, you need to move this like further down because your pocket is from here to here. Like you can stick in. Let me grab something just so I can show you for height purposes. Okay, here we go. All right, so I have a stencil. I'm obsessed with stencils, so of course I have a stencil. And I have a 5x7 envelope, so it's a little bit bigger. But you can see this is the size of my pocket. So if your stuff is going to stick out of your pocket, you want to make sure that you give it the amount of space that you're going to need. I would ideally like to have it like this, but I'm thinking I would like to cover up some of that bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put these both on a little bit lower. I'm going to add my little items. And you can see I have room for a picture here. Maybe even if I move this to this side, I might even have room for a picture here. I like it there. So maybe some 2x2s, you know, a 3x3, that's close to a 4x4. I'm going to bring it down. And then I may even do something, some type of journaling in here, or I might, you know, add something, or I might do nothing. That's how it works. All right. I want to put a little something there on the end. I think I'm going to go with white. I do think, since I didn't use a lot of black, that the black would just stand out. Let's see if this, I think this is a large. I'm going to go with this large. Okay. I'll put this brad in here. And I'm going to mark it first. I'm not always super great lining things up with my hole punches and such, but I'm pretty good with a piercing tool. So I do sometimes like to just go ahead and grab that this side. And so I like to put the mark in it with the piercing tool, and then I look through to see the little hole. It's amazing the things we do to get our craft on, right? But this just works better for me getting centered. See, I think I did a pretty good job. If I had just tried to do it with the hole punch, bad things would have happened. That's the reality. And I also already lost the brad. I'm sure I'll find it as we go to clean up. As someone's commenting, Tina, it's right there. I know, but life is hard, guys. Life is hard. All right, so I'm going to put my brad on, and then I need to rotate my brad. Let's make sure this isn't going to, I'm worried the brad's going to come past the tag, so the top of the tag there. Nope, I'm going to just make it. So I want that to be a little bit tight to keep it in place. So I'm squeezing it where, depending on what you want your brad to do, like if it's an interactive element, you don't want it to be as tight. I think that is spectacular for me. I love it. Okay, I'm going to use liquid glue on this as well. I forgot my little, and I feel like you could do all kinds of things with this. Like, I think just the suitcase is really fun to, you know, grab as a, I don't know, kind of like a die cut or theme to lean into. I'm going to use it a couple more times. Suitcases, a few more times. I tend to get my most creative when I'm doing something again and again. All right, here we go. Yeah, I'm going to want to add probably, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll just let it go. Like at some point, you're like, you know, just let it go. There we go. I think that'll do it for me. And now I have my tag and my little unplug and recharge. And I'm debating on if I want to mat this little unplug and recharge. And I think I am going to mat that. I'll just put this on. You know, why do I always cough every time I go to video? Sorry, guys. I did try to cover that mic. Okay. I also try to cover the mic as I'm swallowing. Okay. I threw that on quick, but we're good. All right. I do want to mat that little piece. Here's the crazy that I have. You can see this was a mini dot, this back shadow. That's a mini dot, not even from close to my heart. Blend your stuff. Blend your stuff. Make it wonderful. I only need a teeny tiny piece for this. I can see a teeny tiny piece that's going to work great. And give me a pop of color. It's not a teeny tiny piece. This is going to give me a little pop of color right down there. I like it. There we go. All right. Let's go ahead and do this. Look, I took this out of my scraps. I don't even take the I don't even take the UPC off of that. I found the brad. I'm sorry, guys. I have not coughed all morning. Not a single cough all morning. I'm going to go ahead and just fussy cut this out with a border. And the reason why I'm doing these is because, guys, look, I've been at this. I'm making cards where I have to like cut those. So there's like sets of them up here. Yep. So that's why I'm like, I'll just fussy cut it. Close enough for me. I think I'm going to keep that straight because like this is crooked and this is crooked. I think this might be it. Am I done? I am done. I'm not going to try like I normally do to make it in the trash can from across the room, because when I don't make it, it's so loud. I mean, when I do make it, it is a full-on celebration. Oh, it is coming out. Never mind. It's a full-on celebration when I make it, which is rare. There we go. A little unplug and recharge. You can see these don't need much. Still have room for the pictures. I'm going to add a little bit of bling to this. Oh, my bling. Yeah, I'm destashing bling. This is how I find colors that I want. I do like the raspberry that's on here. Some of this bling I'm almost finally done with. Oh, when you don't FOMO, guys. FOMO will get you in so much trouble. But I did use all my pink. I don't need any more hearts. I have so many enamel dots. Look at my enamel dots. I'll talk about why my enamel dots are the size that they are and how I organize in the organizational challenge. So you might see my stuff as different sizes. Let's see. I think I really like the darker, brighter pink. Let me go back to that. I saw it. I just got done using it. A whole pack of it came or is coming in the 2026 Valentine workshop. And it's so pretty. This is how I end up having so much bling, because I'm like, oh, I can't find it. I'll just get another one. I mean, they're a whopping $1, so, you know, that doesn't hurt as much, but okay, guys, I'm sorry. I think I'm just going to start putting a pile next to me. I really thought I saw, now I'm like, was it the orange, and do I not have it here? Please comment if you too second guess yourself, right? Haha, there we go. All right, perfect. Let me put this away. I have a decent amount of bling, but I do have a rule for how much bling I'm allowed to have, which is probably why I get very excited when I get rid of bling and can buy new bling. All right, so I'm going to mix these two. Found these. This is in my use up stash, which I may have to put with this paper because I don't know if I'm ever going to use it up at this point. Okay. Going to add... Oh, I'm not going to go into the areas that I think I had a photo to. This is a great spot. If you have a photo that it has nothing to do with any layout you've done, you know, that's a great spot to put that on. And I'm going to do medium star, maybe like there, and then add the little pops of this bling in with it so I get some nice balance. Okay. I feel like that's a different, I think that's a different color. We don't want that one. We're going to go with this one. And this one. Okay. There we go. I'm going to leave my tag alone. I thought I'm going to do it. Okay. There's two little dots here and here. And I'm going to put an off color. Instead of doing the same pink, which is what I thought I was going to do, I'm going to do two little like that. Let's just take a look. I'm going to add the mini bling to the center. Oh, jeez, this is going to cost me so much more time because now I have this flower out. I ended up really loving this flower. And since I can color it any color I want, I'm going to have so much fun with that now because, of course, the bling makes it beautiful. Okay, so that's it. This is my page. Obviously, I already have my pocket. I showed you guys that. I have room to put a picture here and even a little one here. I could do like a 2x2. I can slide a little under here. I don't know if you noticed I didn't put any adhesive on this one. So I could do like two 2x2s, a 3x3, or, you know, however it works. But I really like the way it turned out. I am looking very forward to finishing this album, hopefully this weekend. And then I will do an album share. Now, when I do my album share, it's in my page protector. So I always try not to get glare for you guys, but I will definitely do that. Looking forward to having this one put away. Very dedicated to my scrapbooking right now, and I'm really enjoying the process, and staying engaged seems to make me use my stuff better, as well as I feel lighter, I feel more organized. I feel like I'm more prepared to take on the project and not so overwhelmed. So hope to share that. All right, here's the pocket. Here's that tag. I really like the way the tag turned out. Super cute, not overwhelming. I think this is a win-win. Okay, guys, thank you so much. I will put the Design Space file link, as well as some other information and details, in the description of the video. Leave me a comment. Let me know hi. Let me know if you need more pocket pages, or if you want more covers or anything like that. I have so much scrapbooking to do. I'm sure that I can make my scrapbooking work for all of us. So looking forward to that, you guys. Take care. Make sure you hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. It helps me out here in the YouTube community. Take care. Bye-bye.